What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Motivational Monday today. Today I'm going to be talking about pulling the trigger, or as some of the other people have heard it, is shit or get off the pot, or make a decision, things like that. And no matter how you try to say it, no matter what you do to manipulate words to make it sound differently, the core is still the same. Making a decision, make that jump, that leap, whatever it is. And so what I'm going to talk about is times in my life that I've just made the decision, taken a leap, and done things, and talk a little bit about things that I've heard out there with you guys. And I would say one of the first big leaps that I took was that I can remember. I've probably done a bunch of them. The first one I can remember is asking a girl to prom. Some of you may find that funny, but it's a really sincere example to show you guys, especially you younger guys or younger women out there, to really, encompass that just go for it attitude. And I remember it was junior year, and it was still a little scary, even though it was somebody that I knew. As far as we'd become friends and stuff like that. And so I think that's what made it a little bit harder. But I just said, what's the worst that could happen? She says no. It's not like my life's going to end. It's not like, it's going to be the end of the world. Fire and brimstone is going to rain down on top of me because she said no. So, I walked over there and I said, let's do it. Walked over there, asked her, what she said? She said yes, and we went. And the crazy thing is, if I would have not done it, who knows what would have happened? Who knows if I would have even went to prom, or if I would have went somewhere else? But the point of the matter is you literally just have to pull the trigger and just say, I'm doing it. The next time that I can remember was, now these are significant ones. Now a lot of times you can do things that are little minuscule decisions that you pull the trigger on and just say, yeah, we're going to do that. Another big one for me was when I quit my job back in 2008 during the middle of a recession. A lot of people were like, you're crazy. And what it was one of the friends that I had working at this job was about to get the axe. He needed the job way more than I did because I already had a second job, which is kind of weird that I had two jobs during this 2008 recession. Point being is, I went into the office. I said, hey, I'm going to make this decision. Keep him. I'm leaving so he can have my spot. I had seniority. I've been there longer. And he's still there to this day, which is great. But I said, I'm going to go back to school, try to get a degree in engineering. I'm going to go back and just give it to him. That way, he can keep his job. He needs it. So I went back to school, ended up pulling the trigger again by saying, you know what? I'm a semester away from transferring to Cal Poly. Do I really want to do this? And I sat there and I looked at my decisions, and it was not do it, go into the workforce, do a job, get paid, and not have any debt, or go super into debt with student loans, financial aid, and stuff like that, to go to a city I'd never really lived in. I've been to San Luis Obispo, but I never lived there, never really wanted to live there. I thought it was too expensive. And so I ended up pulling the trigger and saying, you know what, all that college I did, we're just gonna scrap it. We're gonna move on and go somewhere else and do some other things. And so I've had these different times in my life where I've had to pull the trigger. I've had to make a decision. Some of you may know my more recent one, where again I quit a job, but I won't go too much into detail for that one, because the point that I'm trying to make is a lot of people get stuck on semantics. They get stuck on these ideas of, I can't do it unless I have this. I can't do it unless this happens. Or, I don't know if I could ever do it. They're just, people get so stuck on this idea of I can't. which I'm sorry is bullshit. You need to step up and make a decision. And if your decision is you're not going to do it, then move on from the idea. Don't sit there and pester yourself and hinder yourself and keep thinking about it if you're never going to do it, because you're wasting time that way. Even though you're still in this safe job, or you're doing it, or you're going to school, or whatever this thing over here is that you want to leave from and go do this other idea or want, you're wasting so much time in here and not even realizing it, that you're wasting away the time that you could be putting into this move, this transition in your life, this shift, and you're afraid to pull the trigger. I understand that things are scary when you go into the unknown, but we're bred with this mentality, this mindset that the unknown is to be afraid, to be fearful. It's negative. There's going to be nothing but bad things that happen to you because you don't know what's going to happen. Flip that around and think about it positively and look at it and go, look, I could do this and everything works out even better than I expected. Things can go even better. I could end up being famous or creating my own business or whatever it is that you're aspiring to do. Say you want to quit your job and create a new company, create some mobile app that's going to revolutionize how we do something, or maybe you just want to go into photography and you want to go take pictures and help people, capture moments and things like that. It doesn't have to be something on a grand scale. It can be something on a small scale even. Because really when you're thinking about things that you want to shift to, that you want to change to, really what it is it's your passion calling you. It's your desires that are going to be fulfilling to your life and give you purpose. And a lot of times people don't listen to their inner voice. They don't listen to what they want to do. And they get so caught up with what's going around them. The people that are talking to them and filling their head with ideas of things that they would do. It's not what they would do, it's what you would do. And so, if you want to be an eBay seller, or you want to be somebody who, like I said, photography, or you want to make cakes, or whatever it is that you want to do, find a way to make it happen. Pull that trigger. Go out there and make it yours. Because we need to get out of this fearful mindset that we can't do things. The power of manifestation is huge. And when it comes to your brain and your consciousness and your thinking, you sit there and you go, oh, I can't do this, or I can't move on from this, or why won't this happen for me? Your brain doesn't hear can't, won't, don't. It just hears, if you say, I can't do it, or I can't go and do something like this, it hears something like this. And so the more negativity you do these things, the more negativity you think about, the more you're going to manifest it. So if you're sitting there giving positive affirmations, you're giving that positive, thoughts, you're going to manifest those things, and it's going to help you pull the trigger. So that's the things I wanted to talk about today. Really going out there. I had a guy. Story real quick. I had a guy in my car the other night. I was Ubering and lifting, and he was talking about the same thing, pulling the trigger about doing something that he wanted to do. And he's like, I'm not getting any younger. There's so much going on, and all the different things that people think about, all the excuses and the noise from people. And I could tell he wanted to really do this. I could tell he was literally like this close to just pulling that trigger and doing it. And it'd be interesting to see later on if he really does. I kind of am curious to see how it goes for him. But there's people every day that I run into that have this same dilemma, if you want to call it that. This decision in their life that's going to be life altering, life impacting. For better or for worse. They really don't know, and nobody really knows. So I just wanted to share some of the experiences I've had, some of the thoughts behind them, and just really get that out there, and maybe motivate some of you to take a second look and go, you know what, he's right. I need to pull the trigger. I need to make a decision on what to do here. Whether it be stop thinking about it or do it. Whatever, you got to make a decision. Or you can, because not making a decision is making a decision. Or, I know that sounds weird, but if you really think about that and kind of digest that, you'll realize that not making a decision is making a decision. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content of it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, give it a like, comment, let me hear some of your ideas or some of your thoughts or some of your moments that you're trying to pull the trigger. It'd be cool to see. If you know somebody who can get something out of this, share it off to a friend, So that's all I got. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.